Good morning, everyone, and happy Easter for those of you who celebrate Easter today. I wore my buttercup yellow today. Here's my shirt. Got my yellow. And I have two reads for you. I have a union read that's 40, 50, 60, and then the twin flame read. And today is the 4th of April, the 4/4/2021. And I woke up at 8:43, the 11th hour this morning. So I'm going to first let's go ahead and take our deep breath. Take a deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to all of you. Hope you're having an amazing day. I have my 40, 50, 60 read first for the union. This is the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. This is the 40, the 50, and the 60. The incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine. The verticals are the feminine on the left, the masculine on the right, and the bridge between them, the underlying energies and the closing energy. And then this is the twin flame read, the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. And then this is the full read in front of you with the 7 deck clarifiers. Okay, it's a lot of energy, so if something doesn't resonate, again, don't force it to fit. It is a general read. If you want something more specific, you can see below, as well as on my website, which is twinflames3344.com. I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check it out. And so let's get into this 40, 50, 60 read. Okay, so this read was done yesterday at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 jump. 1 is the Magician, 23 is the King of Wands. And it started out with the underlying energy being the 2 of Pentacles. The Moon is the central energy, the Luna. And then the Abundance is the closing card there, or the Empress. Surrender to the waning moon, sliding into the open mother's arms. The divine masculine slides into the divine mother's arms. So then there was my friendly aunt. I don't usually have any ants in my living room. I have my little friends in the kitchen. There's like 3 or 4 of them at the most, usually. It's funny because when there's 5 or 6 of them there in the morning, I have a little chat with them about, we have an agreement and you're not allowed to have this many here. And then the next day there aren't that many there, so it's pretty funny. So there was an ant on my table, literally crawling on one of the cards as I'm doing the read. And this was at 142, which is the Magician, and the 42 of the 2 of Cups. So there's an ant crawling on the Guidance card, which is the Hierophant in this deck. And then toward the Mother after inspecting me. So the Guidance or the Hierophant or the Taurus energies, the commitment, the establishment, the religion, any of those energies, traditional, anything that's of societal norms, as far as control and in power regarding commitments and contracts. And then this ant walked toward the Mother with the open arms after inspecting me, literally, and went past the Mother, didn't stop at the Mother, and went past Buddha, and the ant was running laps. So I literally was doing a lap around my table. And laps 101 is what I'm getting now. So earlier, it was weird because I don't usually deal with the ants in here at all. And earlier yesterday, there was an ant on my scrub top that I was wearing. And I took them outside to the garden. And then now there was one on the table. So these are all about messages. So the incoming divine feminine, the ant came up also because yesterday, or in the twin flame read I'd done yesterday, literally the ant came up like aunt and uncle. So that was very significant, whether it be your aunt as an aunt or uncle or the actual ant, the insect. The incoming divine feminine with the 8 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords, the energetic exchange in the circle of trust, keeping it close with the Page of Pentacles, curious about the frog to prince, growing up, stretching and growing, juggling on atop Mount Everest, on a rock at Misty Beach with the Green Lantern. And the Green Lantern in the comic strips uses aid of rings for power. So the Green Lantern with their mask on, getting used to their new threads. And I was getting like the Emperor's new clothes there. Surrendering to new powers and juggling a bit, right? Trying them out. In the 4D here is the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Starseed, which is the new beginnings. The Divine Feminine waves, expanding conflict, to be present to it, seeing another way, slowing down the 8 of Wands, that energetic exchange, the circle of 0 point, to see the 5 plus 3 as opposed to the 8 Wands, seeing this 5 and the 3 separately, one on 4D and one on the 5D level. Dealing with triggers and coming right back to 0 point, the Divine Feminine Starseed receiving a big download from the mothership to fertile ground, jungle land, or a big bomb dropped on the crown or lotus that the Divine Masculine's been carefully growing. That's actually the Divine Masculine, not the Divine Feminine on that side with the Starseed. Just give me 1 second. Make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Yeah, so the Starseed, I just wrote Divine Feminine instead of Divine Masculine. So when we got to the Divine Masculine is the Starseed energy receiving the big download from the mothership to fertile ground, jungle land, or a big bomb dropped on the crown or lotus he's been carefully growing. Bridging by the 10 of Wands, climbing back to the light again, flame in hand, the wounded warrior extinguished out. The 9 other wands, in other words. In the 5D is the 3 of Wands, the Luna, and the 5 of Cups. The Divine Feminine gift, open to flames, and in the moment. Magenta red background with less of a contrast or differences. Golden light is very contrary to the soul, or there's more of a contrast there. It's darker, so you can see it better without light showing through. The Divine Masculine's grieving or feeling the Divine Feminine's tears, unable to look up at the 2 of Cups in front of them after losing 3 others, juggling 3 and leaving 2 for backup or for later. But dropped all 3 and 2 isn't a juggle. No 3rd cup up in the air, or in other words, the flyer. Bridging with the waning moon as the candle just burned out, and then I was getting the Marilyn Monroe energy at 202, which is the 2 high priestesses, allowing selves to roll down the river, rolling down the river. And then I was getting the River Kwai for some reason, which has to do with the bridge that was being built by the prisoners. 1 minute present and open, and the next sad and lonely. In the 6D is the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 swords, and the 7 of Wands. The Divine Feminine sharing self and money, hands extended out for asking for help. The Divine Masculine rising above with flame in hand, the Middle East or belly dance, tango, bridging in thoughts and feelings, on break and at rest at 206, the High Priestess and the Lovers. At 206 then is the Divine Feminine with conflict, 4D conflict and heating up, the expansion in waves, in concert, the 5D gift and presence to flames, and 6D balance, philanthropist and entropist, giving yet never nearing the end, right? Always at the 11th hour. There is no end. The Divine Masculine here is the 4D starseed with the fresh start, or a lot of ferns, the 5D sorrow, and 6D burn, baby, burn, rising from the ash, flames to the ethers, up, up and away, and cell block tango. At 211, which is the High Priestess and Justice, the bridge, climbing out of the dungeon as the ant just returned to me, going around the table doing laps. Took them 29 minutes, which is the Three of Wands, to make it back around to me again, right? And having faith that they will return. Oh, and then I wrote at 2:12. So that was at 2:11, the ant returned from going around the table. And then at 2:12, so 11 is justice, 12 is the hangman, the ant went MIA. And I was reading it as Mia, like, oh, so Mia. But they went MIA at the hanged man, which is Easter today, right, with Jesus hanging on the cross. And then 2:13, the ant was back on top. And then off on their second lap. I was just cracking up. And the 13 is the portal. It's the transformation to the next cycle. So they went MIA, which is the death, basically, of the hangman. And then 13 is the rising again, where the ant came out back on top for their second lap, going around again. But they didn't go the same way. It was like they broke the pattern. There was something different here. Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with flame in hand, the waning moon in the 5D subconscious, sitting on the beach at night perhaps in the 6D, or in salt water till dawn, underground cave beneath the ocean, and found a way out to the beach above ground. And this could have to do with some escapes of the children in the tunnels as well. The outgoing divine masculine, strength, King of Pentacles, and guidance. The bangle jumps through the ring of fire, losing the orange but maintaining their stripes. To the King of Pentacles, tackled by Tony the tiger, and lost his skull, or is out of his skull for a moment, and receiving guidance from the Sphinx and Buddha. Egypt, India, Thailand, and Tibet came up right there, as the tiger leaves the jungle, becomes the Sphinx in the desert. Crystal skull, part man, part Bengal tiger. The decor around the head of the Sphinx is the ring of fire, the rapture, something to express with. The Buddha lotus at the paw in the crystal skull, the mothership above. Or in other words, just like I told you, one of the visions I had gotten, the downloads that I got, was at the Statue of Liberty, of the angels at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty, where the Palladian ship comes in, because there's an etheric portal right there from Atlantis. So that's coming at the Statue of Liberty. And then the Sphinx was relating that portal to the Sphinx portal, which is the SIRIAN portal. So we have a Palladian portal at the Statue of Liberty, at that etheric altar, and then at the Sphinx, where the crystal skull is and the knowledge in the paw, is the SIRIAN connection. And then I was getting phone home, ET, with estimated time of arrival, or 11th hour, ET, which also means and in French. And we're talking about the Statue of Liberty here. And ... is the 11th hour, again, referencing to entertainment tonight. And then the E, or the L, of the L tango, L being the highest, right, loving spiritual energy of source. The L tango and the Elohim song, which can be by ELO or Journey here. And so I run to you with open arms. So that's coming up. Nothing to hide between what I say. So here I am with open arms, hoping you'll see what your love means to me. Open arms. All right, so, and this is also the contrast between the Lemurian and the Atlantean energies here, right? The jungle and the desert, the lush lands and the dry lands, right? The fire and the water, the contrast between the masculine and the feminine. The number that came up overall for this read was the Ace of Swords, 55, the Excalibur, the truth. The horizontal pillars came up to 19, 8, and 28, which is the sun, the strength card, or the dance, and the 28 of the twins, the Two of Wands, the two flames in this deck. And the vertical pillars came out to 10, 5, 14, 14, and 12, which is the wheel, the Hierophant, the two temperance cards, or angels of a higher love, and the 12 of the hangman of Jesus today. So the sun coming up with the strength or dance and the sun dance of the twins in light of the truth on Easter today. The high vibrational destiny, the commitment of two angels of a higher love hanging out in the truth, the sword and the stone, or the S and the S, right? A lot of people will think SS is social security, or for the root chakra, the safety and security. And it has many other meanings. It comes up as the SS minnow as well. But here it was coming up as the sword and the stone, right? That is the basis of everything here. The wind and the earth. The sword and the stone is the wind and the earth. S and S for sword and stone, W and E or we for wind and earth. With cutting words and blocks, or CWB, which is means cage, and then wounds of being stoned, which come up as WBS, which is west by south. So going west, but going south first. And also it means work breakdown structure. So again, breaking down of the patterns and going south, or in other words, falling first and then going west, right? And going west, how the west was one came up yesterday, O-N-E. And then the wounds of being stoned, BS for being stoned. However you take that, take it as you receive it. And then getting high with being stoned, and that's getting high is GH, is the good half in the spotlight, or SL, which is second life in the spotlight, and then cut down, which is CD, which means luminous intensity, or compact disc, of course, and disc being a plane of existence, cut down and buried. The CDB also is command data buffer, or constant database, right, which is Akashic records. So again, what was just said right here is the sword and the stone, the wind and the earth, the cutting words and blocks, the wounds of being stoned, getting high, in the spotlight high, and then cut down to size and buried. Okay, and this is all in the Akashic records, the command data buffer, or the constant database. And talking about the crystal skull and the paw of the Sphinx. So the sword and the stone, and that came up yesterday, I think, too, it came up as being the, right, sometimes the sword is in the stone as the divine feminine, the queen of swords, right, she's the war widow, and the sword that needs to be removed from her heart. And then yesterday it was coming up as the masculine being the stone, right, stone cold. And the stone breaking plant that is the divine feminine. She's the only one who can get through to him with her words, with the sword of the truth. And then we have today this read in front of you for the twin flames, where the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 2:43. Again, I told you I woke up at 8:43 this morning, 43 being the Three of Cups, the coming together, but also the 11th hour for 4-4 today. So 4-3 is the 11th hour for 4-4, and 8:44 is the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, especially receiving of love. So then at 2:52, which is the Queen of Swords, good catch came up. It's saying that the Queen of Swords is a good catch. And the Page of Pentacles, as at that time, fell. The Page of Pentacles fell on top of a bunch of cards that were caught by my ankle. Good catch. At 2:53, which is the Knight of Swords, or the catapult energy, and there's that 5 of 3 that was broken up in the union read from the 8 of Wands, breaking the Wands down to the 5 and the 3, which makes it more dealable. The 5 of the conflict and expansion, and then the 3 of the being present to the third flame. The ant returned at that time. Again, now on number 57, which is the teaching and learning card from the numerology deck, but also the 3 of Swords, which is the three-way situation, or the separation or disappointment, the heartbreak. And then crystals came up 2:54, which is the message, the Page of Swords, and the High Priestess. The secret message of crystals, which means Christ-like. And also then the S came up of Sophia. So it was coming up, the message being, the secret or high priestess message being like Christ and Sophia, the Christos Sophia. And then at 255, which is the high priestess and the ace of swords, it gets, again, Excalibur coming up here. Service for 8 came up as I was putting down the Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords, which can be the Queen of Wands and their message, or the Queen of Wands and an air sign child. That could be as well, which was interesting because I just was texting my sister on whether or not she was expecting me for dinner tonight. And her son just had a birthday, and she definitely comes up as a Queen of Wands. So it's that kind of energy. So I'm trying to think how many will be. Is it service for 8? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's so funny. It'll probably be 8 of us at dinner tonight. So then 304, Cherry Hill is supposed to come up right now. I don't know why I wouldn't normally say that, but Cherry Hill is coming up. And so there's something about the cherry and the hill. And then we have 304, which is the 3 of the Empress and the 4 of the Emperor. And I just put down the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So 2 6s. 6 of Pentacles was reversed. I just put them down on the 3 of Pentacles, which is the workplace, the co-creation place, the school, the church, whatever it is. And then the ant popped up again and crawled under the King of Cups, which is unconditional love. So like hiding within their love. It's like crawling up into their lap, to feel the love. It was so cute, actually. And the 2 6s is the Queen of Pentacles. But we actually have the 6 of Wands upright and the 6 of Pentacles reversed. So it's 1 6 up and 1 6 down becomes the 0 point at the 3 of Pentacles, which is co-creation. And that's where the ant popped up and then crawled under the King of Cups of unconditional love at 304 with the Emperor and the Empress. So I finished clarifying this read at 306, which is the Empress and 6 of the Lovers. And the only major arcana in this read, there was 1 in the read, 1 before the read, and 1 after the read. Okay, 1, 1, 1. Justice was the only major arcana in the read, right? So the most significant energy today has to do with justice, which is truth and balance. It's also the Libra energy. Before the read was the Luna or the moon, right? We're coming down from the full moon to the new moon. And I guess we're right between there. We're like mid-cycle right now, which is like the sweet spot. And that's also Cancer energy. And then after the read, the shadow comes up, which is Capricorn energy, but also the codependencies, the addictions, the shadow work. And that's coming up around Akashic Records. All right, so we have Cancer, then Libra, then Capricorn coming up within this read. The court cards were the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. And then the King of Cups. And then the King of Wands after the read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's an 8th person missing. Very interesting. Or maybe there's one can't come. It's very interesting. It's like it's coming up as the Emperor and the Empress would be your hosts for tonight if you're going to dinner. And then there's 2 queens, 2 pentacles, which is kids, and then a Knight of Pentacles, which can be someone who's young or not, and then the King of Cups. But there could be a King of Wands there as well. That's like a father, like the mother and father. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like there's one person who's going to be missing that makes it 8. So, and that's interesting because normally my son would go with us to dinner tonight, and he can't come because he's taking care of his dad tonight. So there's 5 pentacles that came up here, 4 cups, 1 wand. And then the numbers were all about the 2s again. 2s have been coming up all week. The 1 and 1, the feminine energy, the mediator, the 22, which is the Fool with the open heart taking a leap of faith. And the other significant numbers came up here, the 23 of the King of Wands, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, and then the 10 of that high vibration, destiny. And then we also had the 1, 2, 3 jump came up right away here. from the other read. And then we have 35, which is the it's the 9 of Wands, excuse me, the Wounded Warrior, which often comes up as the Mary Magdalene energy. And then 610 came up here as 0 behind 61, which is the Liar, Cheater, Thief card, or the Risk card. Source energy backing up 61. And by the way, self-love in the numerology deck is the number 61, taking that risk to love yourself first. We also had 12 here for the Hangman. 23 we discussed already. 68 of the Page of Pentacles, right? The good student, the good child. And then the 810, which is the end of karma, with 0 backing it up. The code line was all about karmic completion and rebirth, and perfect for Easter today. It's the rebirth, it's the transformation from completion of the karmic cycle into the rebirthing process of Easter. And of course, the number on the code line was the number 13, which is that transition from the old cycle into the new cycle. There's no death, there's only transformation, coming from 2, 5, and 6, which is the High Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Lovers. The High Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Lovers, which equals 13, which is the death or end or transformation card, the dark night of the soul, okay? So the messages here, we also had 541 in the numbers, and 541 is the 5 of the Hierophant, the 4 of the Emperor, and the 1 of the Magician, right? The 3 wise men. Or we could have the 5 of the Hierophant, the 41 of the Ace of Cups, self-love, spiritual love, new love, or the 54 of the message of the Page of Swords, and the 1 of the Magician embodiment. And of course, the Fool's Journey coming up here on Easter. 22 is the most significant number there. So the code line about karmic completion and rebirth was coming up as the expansion and contraction being key after death, the divide and the divine, the student is both, to see exile or sudden event, as it's time for the inner children to love each other and be one with the Jesus and the egg. The 4-4, which is today's date, which Spirit's connecting with me now, is also comes up many times as the 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles, sometimes people see that as the Scrooge energy, or it's just being practical and saving. It's not always being Scrooge. Sometimes as a young person, when you don't have any money, you have to save in order to get to that next step. It's a process that you need to go through. And it's also about being humble and moderate in who you are. It's very much like that Knight of Pentacles energy. So we have the 4 of Pentacles as is the 72, right? The 72 by 72 is the 144. So on this day is the 144, the oneness of unity consciousness on the date of 4-4, which is the 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, the 2 holding on, which then together becomes the 8 of Pentacles of creative creation and alignment, getting your ducks in a row, being at full energy. The karmic completion of the 81 that came up, backed up by source, and the rebirth from that. Also a fit ad coming up, perhaps a fitness advertisement. IV, like to the nth degree, it's like the new year. Like New Year's, you always make the resolutions to get fit again, and so here's your new year with spring and Easter. IV fitness ads perhaps coming up, and then page 2 coming up, seeing the hermit in exile from the 3D group, right? So here now at Easter, Jesus has become separate from the crowd. Now he's become an idol, okay, which is the polarization. It is the savior and the perpetrator which causes the victim to actually exist. The inner children and outer children energized in rebirth. The expansion and contraction of toggling up being key, right, getting into your high vibration, and add the IV, the chakra system, and creation. Use your chakra system to connect to your higher self, to create, to be the seeker, the humble student, the page or the page 2, which is the high priestess or secret of sudden events and recovery by being love to each other, in innocent love, which powers everything. So Justice reversed is the first underlying card that comes up in this read. Okay, Justice, and then on top the mini cards, and then I go a few cards down. So the Eight of Swords is upright, Luna or the Moon reversed, Five of Cups reversed, Two of Wands upright, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, with Justice reversed on top, right? Which is a lack of justice, some unfairness. And justice is truth and balance, which means there's some kind of untruth here or some kind of imbalance, and imbalance is untruth because nature is always in balance. Energy knows nothing else but to be in balance. If an imbalance comes up, nature has to correct it. It's automatic. So feeling trapped, anxious, or imprisoned of deception and getting over it, or perhaps falsely accused. The twin flames and the choice of path, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn block, unable to function or go forward. So here's that Knight of Pentacles reversed. Right? When the Knight of Pentacles, that humble, loyal servant, is reversed and can't function, that is a lie, because the humble, loyal servant is God's humble, loyal servant, ready to serve when others need help. It's that inability, that's the untruth of not knowing your power, not knowing your true self, and what you, the power that's actually in you of that innocent inner child, the two inner children loving each other, what power that holds. And it's all about the children. And you notice the Jesus statue in my view here, in my field of view, is Jesus with the children. It's always the innocence of the inner child, because all adults are their innocent inner child overall. So this stubborn block of the Knight of Pentacles reversed, unable to function or go forward in injustice, which is untruth, of a split, a divide, the lies, the BS, the separation of Jesus apart from you and above, as opposed to next to you, eating dinner and breaking bread. The BS of that, and recovering right back into the same lie, the uncomfortable energies or feelings, and keeping it to yourself. Right? That we're all the same. The Chariot upright of boldly moving forward, awakened and powerful and inspired. The Page of Wands upright, recovering, with the Queen of Cups upright, who's focused on their heart and receiving a big offer of new life from the Knight of Wands, who's inspired. Or the Knight of Wands is paying off the Queen of Cups to go run with the bulls. The Knight of Wands and the King of Wands may be partnering up, which can be a father and child. Or the Knight of Wands is catching up to the King of Wands to see what they're looking into or at. And the Two of Cups are connecting, blended with Kundalini risen and right led foot. Right? Having trouble going forward. And that obviously can also be someone who has an issue with speeding. The little lizard on the King of Wands' platform, eyeing their money clip slippers, or perhaps wanting to fit into their shoes. Do they want to fit into their shoes, or do they want to take them from them? The Knight of Wands, in 40 days and 40 nights, where she goes, he will follow. So Father is investigating their new partner. Could be Libra reversed and Gemini reversed here, and that could be Misery Loves Company as well. Or one with Libra in chart and one with Gemini in chart, or the injustice of lack of affection or lack of intimacy in the relationship. Cancer upright and Capricorn reversed, again, two sides of the same coin, inspired to recover together, the Page of Wands and the Queen of Cups. But before the Page of Wands takes action, the King of Wands must check it out to see if they have a record of injustice around them. So it's like a father wanting to check out a partner for a child, and that can even be the twins and the father of one of the twins checking this out. At 3:59, which is the Empress and the 11th hour, the Five of Swords, the 59, the War Within, which becomes the War Without, and this is regarding the mother energy, the Empress, Gaia, abundance, and the War Within around this. Again, going into lack, this is the King of Wands, must check it out to see if they have a record of injustice around them. Are they in lack? Leo, ego, child, or pet, perhaps with a big butt sticking out, or sticking it where it doesn't belong. Leo willing to pay, perhaps, to break up, or vice versa. And this could be someone willing to help someone else. Maybe someone wants to get a divorce or something like that, but they can't afford it. So it's like a parent stepping in to help. Or at 401 is the Emperor and the Magician. Leo may be offering here to implement a plan. Perhaps that investment into a breakup, or to help find the affection that they are looking for. Perhaps the one they want to be with that they're investigating for them. Or planning out landscaping or the yard, or perhaps a hedge fund, or cashing in their 401k. And this could be someone doing it for themselves, or perhaps a parent doing it for a child. Worth waiting for comes up here, and beneath that, unrequited love. So after their unrequited love, it is worth waiting for. The injustice, or perhaps the unlucky lady, the wounded warrior with a man with a hat behind him, behind the wounded warrior, this man in the background holding the flame with their right hand and towing the goat, or having the goat on the leash with their left hand, while the dark bird darts in for the kill, right? While their hands are filled, or this is some kind of unsavory energy back there controlling them, so the dark bird can come in for the kill. There's a narcissistic hierophant here, whether that's a person, an old man in a facility, a religious leader who's tainted, some kind of tainted establishment or marriage, or a Taurus, or a bearded old man with a birthday cap. And like I said, it could be someone who's losing their mind, but it also comes up in this deck as someone who's really pumped up, who likes to lift weights or work out, or just likes to be the muscle man to get multiple women, right? And there's that narcissistic energy there. So this energy is causing delays in a heated exchange, or lots of arguing, no telling true feelings or desires, in a harsh split or divide, or a surgery gone wrong. Perhaps somebody had elbow surgery, or issues with their funny bone, or no sense of humor, or the right arm tied down, but the left arm is free, and that could be residual right arm issues, which is actually what my son's father's been going through after his stroke, with the right arm having some residual issues. So the right arm, which is also the masculine side, so maybe the masculine part of you or your family is tied down, but the left arm is free. Multiple women, or sadomasochist here, or really bad abuse in the past perhaps, or a plastic surgeon who was a good deal and turned out so not, messed you up. And then we have apple bottoms and dainty feet coming up, girls willing to do anything to get them, or dark man interfered between the divine feminine and divine masculine, Libra reversed and Taurus upright, and the wounded warrior, with lots of debate or arguing going on here, and a split, or arguing about needing a surgery, or the injustice of a partner withholding sex or affection and lying to get what they want. Teaching and learning, and the number 57 of separation and heartbreak and disappointment coming up, as well as heart surgery, unstable home, house, move or visit, not sleeping and rising above, awakening to come out wherever you are. Imprisoned and blocked, cell block 8, and cell block tango came up earlier, so it sounds like somebody's in prison. Cell block 8 perhaps told them they'd wait, and maybe now they're changing their mind, realizing that they deserve to be in an abundant energy, not with someone who ends up in jail, okay? Or they'd wait for someone who perhaps didn't deserve to go to jail. Maybe they were the fall guy. So the 8 of Pentacles reversed, and that can go both ways, right? There could be someone in prison because they deserve to be in prison because they do a lot of bad stuff. And maybe somebody said they'd wait and then realized that they're worth more than that. Or someone's literally waiting for someone who doesn't deserve to be in prison and promised they would wait. The 8 of Pentacles reversed, overworking, not working, and perhaps being sovereign and playful around the house, right? Just enjoying your space. With the wounded warrior on their last leg in negative self-talk or rumors going around. The magician reversed, feeling insecure, perhaps manipulative as well, or without the tools, or had their tools taken away in order to reap the rewards of the fruit. to be strong or walk the dog. And then the yo-yo walking the dog was coming up with Leo running out at night. Right? So the yo-yo walking the dog is the same old, the stalling technique. And then Gemini, Virgo came up reversed with Leo upright here. Like someone's using walking the dog because they go out to do something else at night. Someone's spying on them. Leo with beast on a leash or tied around their little finger. Two sheep, only one within the DNA lineage. Or there's twins, but they're not identical twins. Squirrel taking fruit before it's ripe, so before it's time. And the manipulator hiding in the trees to catch a glimpse. Could be a Page of Swords reversed Gemini spying on Leo, or strong female or Leo or pet in justice of partner without sex in a split, divided in lies, a need for truth and separation to teach and learn from your situation. The recent past is the Two of Cups, guarded to the tower, defending, blowing their top, their crown, their cover, or their mind. And the King of Swords drained by bad influences, overindulgences, social distancing, gossip, or third parties. And the Hermit with light on all of it. The Sovereign Virgo in uncomfortable energies with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, which could be a burden or doing all the work, or that feeling of the weight of the world upon your shoulders, the Atlas energy at 431, which is the Emperor and the expansion of the Five of Wands, the conflict, the battles, but also the games and the playings, the fun, the acting, that all the world's a stage, and the pursuit of happiness and the impossible dream. The partners defending their territory, the hard work they've done, and all the drama it took. The little shop of horrors and sudden explosions, eruptions, and epiphanies there. The King of Swords defending themselves to the family, business, community, or their legacy, or the world, in need of vacation or a break from the Hermit energies, which can be a person or your own isolation. The foundation is the Page of Cups reversed, the rejection, vulnerability, or spoiled and entitled, or just a baby crying, or being called a crybaby. The Star Child and the Healer, which can be one and the same. The King of Cups upright and the King of Pentacles coming clean or cleaning up the act or space, or perhaps with each other, with a message or stepping it up with the King of Cups. Maybe the King of Pentacles needs to step it up with the King of Cups, and that can be partners, siblings, father and son. But there's Libra reversed and Aquarius upright, perhaps Pisces 2 here, which could be a child. 2 to 3 children. One talks. One is not curious at all and perhaps struggles in school or never learns their lesson. And of course, then there's the third, the spoiled baby. I'm the baby, gotta love me. So the central energy here is the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, or as an opportunist, or a failed opportunity, or turned down for a loan or help. Choosing a new path with temptation waving, on a quest to awaken to the dark night or death of a salesman. Pisces or Capricorn reversed, Scorpio upright, and Aries reversed here. The Page of Pentacles is reversed, in need of help, but perhaps without a father, or is now orphaned now at 442, which is the 4 of the Emperor and the 42 of the Two of Cups. Or the Page of Pentacles reversed is excited that Scorpio or Emperor is returning or retiring or stepping down, and the challenge being the Five of Pentacles, recovering from 3D exile, as the Page of Swords message, child, or stepping up to the plate to take a swing with the Queen of Wands reversed, which is someone he's either exhausted, sick, or pissed off and nasty. And we have 444 right here. So there's a happy ending or an ending to an emotional cycle with the King of Wands dissatisfied or unhappy alone, finding peace being the Knight of Cups or being love, and this is the King of Wands, after family has a painful ending or ending pain and betrayal, perhaps him being happy, or them, the betrayal is them being happy without him. The Devil or Capricorn waving with the ball and chain in an ending that's painful, juggling, performing with issues at work, And the Queen of Cups upright, not sharing, and inequity, depression, or alcohol issues. The Hermit missing their flame, and the King of Pentacles saving the day. The Emperor reversed with the children of fond memories and trying to end the nightmare, defenseless to the energies of the horny devil with a mark on their head, falling for the devil for a good view, right? Selling your soul to the devil in a sense, or defenseless to foolish behavior of the Capricorn present, or the shadow side embarrassing them. And this can be a father with the grandchildren and then dealing with the child, their son, who they may not resonate with. Texas Rangers also comes up right here. Texas Rangers here too. And now is the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Empress reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, making an announcement of being dissatisfied or not getting their way, with the King of Wands upright and the Queen of Swords upright, being strong, or with a pet, or again walking the dog. The Queen of Wands reversed, constantly arguing or in heated exchange, causing delays, or everyone's sick of listening to the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles both reversed, bicker, and the old biddies can come up here too, or complain about the Queen of Cups upright, who's very loving, kind, intuitive person, or she could be a Scorpio, or the dark night of the soul, in the nightmare, or have gone through a painful death. And the Queen of Swords upright, letting go to repair, with a dependent, or two dependents, or powerless to inspiration, or planned on being moderate but ended up spending much more. Excited to be over it, fond memories, and Leo tackling the boar, and the boar can be those big drills that make the underground tunnels. So Leo tackling the boar, the injustice of the Ten of Cups partners at work, which can be emotional fulfillment and a happy ending, or it can be the sham fam where it looks perfect on the outside, but there's a lot of issues underneath. So the injustice of the Ten of Cups partners at work, or again, the feeling of the masculine here, feeling that the family's happy without them, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, dumped on, or purging, overwhelmed, and present, leaning on the truth here. At 4:59, again, the 11th hour of the Emperor and the Five of Swords at war, the war within, or just being very defensive, standing in their truth without budging. So soon here is the Queen of Wands reversed. And I was just noticing too that yesterday was 4-3, which is the Emperor and the Empress. Today is 4-4, two Emperors. So soon is the Queen of Wands reversed, with the messenger offer of love, and the King of Wands, the fire energy of the man of passion, or the shaman, dissatisfied when she messages, finding peace with being love in the downturn, or offering love to Gemini, Virgo, and Libra, all reversed, and the wounded warrior bored, or there's that wounded warrior, can be the military who are dealing with the bore situation of the underground drills, or only offers love when they are bored and is preaching to the choir. The wounded warrior grounding and integrating dissatisfaction or disappointment, separation with the Page of Pentacles reversed, who's been trying to wake up the wounded warrior, who's very resistant, right? They're on their last leg, but they're still fighting their old wounds. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Three of Pentacles reversed, the issues at work with the Knight of Wands to the rescue, after offering love to their counterpart, or the inner children loving each other, and them choosing you back. It's like someone offering love and actually getting love in return. It's like it's showing a comparison right in front of you here. Here's the two inner children, right? The Six of Cups card. The two inner children, innocent and loving each other, giving and receiving equally with the Cups energy, right? That sweet love. But then over here we have this offer of an Ace of Wands, and then no offer of love with it, right? That's not an equal exchange. And this is like the savior energy of the Knight of Wands rushing in to the rescue, right? The passionate rescue, offering an opportunity or offering sex, only to get nothing in return. Or someone who's willing to offer their energy, but not their love. And this could be someone offering sex, but no love. So, and is that fair? There's this contrast between the inner children and the sweet, innocent love, and then the outer energy of wanting to be the savior and being the center of attention, right? that you couldn't possibly commit to anything because you owe yourself to the world, right? Because you think so much of yourself. But that's that overinflated ego energy coming up, because that's the savior, that no one needs to be saved. So anyway, these energies are coming up because it's Easter today. The twin flames with the Three of Pentacles reversed issues at work with the Knight of Wands to the rescue after offering love to their counterpart, their inner child, and them choosing you back, and then going and dumping a load or purging and push the emotional limit, receiving offers of passion from the Knight of Wands, an offer of sex but no love, journeying on with good news to correct an imbalanced relationship, healing family issues. And also it's that energy of here you have this perfect innocent love where someone really loves you back the way you love them, and yet here you are living the energy where you're in a relationship that's all sex and no love, or vice versa. You know, it could be one-sided there. So healing family issues, express your love, and release your ex all came up for the twins. And also make an effort and playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Around the twins are how they're seen as the King of Cups, that unconditional love energy, or just a very loving father here. The Hierophant, the marriage, the religion, the establishment, the Taurus, with the Page of Cups reversed, child, the spoiled fallen angel, or an impatient child who expects to get what they want. This is the kid who cries and throws a temper tantrum until they get what they want, right? The baby, I'm the baby, you gotta love me because I'm the baby, right? It's that overinflated sense of self. The Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community here with this child, right? So if there's a child of a wealthy family who now has issues because they got too much, they were, they got their way too much, they weren't taught self-discipline. The carrying of the weight, the burden by the Queen of Cups upright, and the institution, the all-boys club, burdened by the Atlas, the weight of the world upon their shoulders, and the rejection and crybabies, or people seen that way, or spoiled children. The Queen of Cups over losing their patience. The King of Cups could be a Taurus with Sagittarius in their chart. With the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, burdened by the Page of Cups reverse, which can be that spoiled child, or it can be that vulnerable, shy child, or rejection energies. Right? So it's emotionally inept, unable to express emotions properly. The block here being the Six of Cups, which is the perfect innocent love between two people, loving each other, deception and defenseless to the upside down world, or the divine feminine in the 5D world. Karmic completion coming up here, and rebirth, but even more so the environment, the green environment, and the leadership needed here. The Two Cups, it's not environment actually, it's individuality. I knew that wasn't right. So karmic completion and rebirth came up, but even more so individuality and leadership. And it's very orange or sacral chakra energies there. So the Two Cups, lovers, because it is a loving relationship here in this deck in the Tarot Sexual Magic. The Two of Cups lovers with the Six of Pentacles reversed with the Ten of Cups, or Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And this Queen of Pentacles reversed, who could be all about the money because she's got a wealthy family, bumping into Cancer and Pisces, or falling for them, or a hit and run and just kept going like nothing happened. Falling on face from grace or lacking faith, doing something foolish or embarrassing self, or seeing yourself as that way in front of the Cancer and Pisces, or traveling psychic or secret, or foolish for not jumping on that train. The Ten of Pentacles, leaning on the truth, or the Page of Swords is, foolishly falling for the horny devil, or the Capricorn's gift, or for being present in the moment, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, making love. But she's reversed there. So it's like, this false energy, like being able to use your discernment properly. The King of Wands shaman is present to the synchronicities of the Queen of Pentacles reversed and aligning with them. The King of Wands with ignited passion of the shadow web and not telling their true desires, knowing and keeping to themselves, with the Knight of Swords rushing in with the Truth at 6:09, which is the Lovers and the Hermit, which can be Gemini and Virgo as well, which is both Mercury. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Knight of Pentacles reversed, right? They're supposed to be two knights upright, or that Four of Pentacles upright, the 72, 2x2s. The twin flames seeing themselves as stuck or with obstacles, the injustice of connection and rejection and issues at work, with the King of Cups partnering with the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the challenge being letting them back in with the Queen of Wands reversed, the Six of Cups upright, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed with the Ten of Pentacles family with all the money. And this could be two queens coming together too with the children. Right? These could be a grandmother and her sister taking care of the kids, the loving kids. And maybe the one sister has a lot of money, so the kids are well taken care of. Or this can be two women coming together in a relationship now. Like there could be a split where the wife was gay, so now she's in a gay relationship and they're taking the kids. And one of the queens has a lot of money in the family, so they know they'll be well taken care of. While the King of Wands shaman, with a passion for shadow work in a heated exchange and keeping it to themselves. So there could be a lot of arguing going on there as well. At 6:11, which is the Lovers and the Justice, but the heated exchange can also be the sexual energy between the masculine and the feminine. The prison of the full moon and getting over the hump. The twin, and hump is Wednesday, hump day. And that's don't say no, go with the flow. The twin flames unable to function due to injustice of connection, perhaps to a Leo or ego, kids or pets. And the Page of Cups reversed, rejection, spoiled child or crybaby, or baby crying. At 6:14, which is then the Lovers and the Angels of a Higher Love, the Temperance card, patience, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help and needing to be patient with them. The challenge being recovering from exile, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, mother and child, or grandmother or aunt and child, issues, and again, aunt was coming up big time here, so aunts and uncles this week intervening in this situation. The issues at the workplace or school, with the Queen of Wands reversed, and the King of Cups upright, loving their kids, or with fond memories of the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, with the King of Wands igniting passion now for shadow work, and he's very much in his shaman energy, with delay after delay or arguments, assessing triggers to keep their energy clear. So they could be actually initiating triggers on purpose to practice their shadow work. At 6:17, which is the Lovers and the Star, keeping thoughts to themselves, while the Knight of Swords speaks right out and tells everything. The underlying energy is the Ten of Swords upright and the High Priestess upright, the secret or the psychic lovers, but with no physical relationship, or a breakup here. And then we have someone feeling like they were left for dead, with only Bambi to help them, in a secret breakup or lack of affection, or lack of physical 3D affection. And then after the read was the energy of insecurity and manipulation, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with issues at work, implementing a plan and losing patience, perhaps anxious or imprisoned in uncomfortable energies or feelings, unable to walk away from injustice of a split, lies, and videos, getting over it with the Hierophant, or commitments or religion. Okay, so that is the read. So we're going to pull some oracle cards now. Let's see what Mary Magdalene has to say today. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. It's 11:29 on the clock, and wow, it was just 59 on the dot there. The 11th hour. 00 behind 59, right? The minute before 60 minutes. 11:29 on this clock, which is justice, truth, and balance of the present moment, 29. Which I told you the ant took them 29 minutes to get around the table and be present in the moment. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know and learn? Let's see here. For the twins, what is our takeaway today for Easter? And I'm specifically asking Mary Magdalene now. Mary Magdalene, what is our advice for today? Take off the mask. The number 5, expansion, freedom, change. Right? Always allow it all. Take the mask off. Let go of emotional attachments that no longer serve you. Allow the changes. Open your windows. Allow the purification to happen. It's not just about being clean. It's not about being obsessively clean. It's about letting go of energies that no longer serve you, right? If you're holding on to things that you never touch in years, get rid of it. Open up that space in your home. Allow the rainbow in. Bring the outside inside. Bring plants inside that make your breathing healthier. The 34 of the 8 of Wands, that energetic exchange back and forth, the arrows of love, right? Lots of communication and travel, but in a flowing way that's natural, not where you're drained by it. It should be all good. Like it's saying too, take off the mask, literally, and breathe the air, breathe the beauty around you. We're dealing with this 25 energy of that Knight of Wands, right? That Savior energy, which is deceit, right? You are your own Savior is the energy that they want to bring up here. And I always talk about that Jesus doesn't want to be seen as hung on the cross. That Jesus wants to be at the table breaking bread with you as your equal, right? When you make yourself, if you see anyone, not just Jesus, but anyone as the Savior, then you become the victim. Because you can't have a Savior without a victim. It's polarity, it's energy, right? Just like you can't have a perpetrator without a victim. So it's up to the victim in the middle of the perpetrator and the Savior to do that shift in the middle, right? I always talk about that 8th dance. The 2 twins, though, instead of one person doing a quarter switch, which then takes a block, a square, and just turns it on to its next side. But if you have 2 people, the twins, and you each do an 1/8 of a turn instead of an 1/8 of a turn like an X instead of a quarter turn, which is perpendicular, then you have the X of that 8th turn, and literally 2 people doing it at the same time, doing that shift, then pulls the Savior and the perpetrator in like this, just like a gate would do. When you turn it in the middle, it pulls the ends into the center. So it's totally that energy. And look what we're seeing here, the beauty of the center of opening the windows. And here's the perpetrator, right? And the attachment to the Savior on this side. And again, clearing your energy in the middle is what will do the trick. So we have the 5 of the Hierophant, the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange also between the masculine and the feminine, right? Who's the Savior and who's the perpetrator, and being seen as the 25, which is the Knight of Wands, running into the rescue, and the 5 of the Hierophant, which is the old way of doing things, the commitments, the contracts, the doing what you're told by the establishment, wearing the mask. The one needing to take off the mask, and the one needs to stop rescuing everyone and to just come to the center and open your windows and purify your own space, save yourself, and tell yourself what to do. Get your own guidance from your higher self. So it's very much that energy coming up for this deck. The bottom of the, oh look, and then the next card that comes up is, of course, the throat chakra being activated and speaking your truth with the 39, which is the Knight of Cups. And there is the trumpet there to announce your message to the world, to be love, right? To be your own Savior, your own perpetrator if needed, right? And this was the, bringing the disconnect of the two, whether that's you and your higher self or you and another, and to bring that back into balance. The 14 is the Temperance card, the patience, the balance, the patient angels, the higher love. And then we have being on the temple path with that and the world, right? The need to take a step back sometimes and see the bigger picture. There's a time to be close up and there's time to step back and be present in the moment. The 29 keeps coming up today, to take that lap, to walk away and see the bigger picture and stay on path in the middle here. The monkey or the monk key But the monk is the key, the going within, the being wise is the key. And the underlying energy being the man holding a heart, the 45 of the grieving process. Right? We have the 5 of Cups is all about the needing to let go of the past, allowing the grief to go through you. If you push it away, you don't allow the wounds to come up and out. You keep perpetuating them. It's the masculine holding the heart, allowing himself to fall. And the 27 of the Ace of Wands, which came up big time upright in this read, igniting someone walking away. All right, so somebody's walking away, inspired to do something new, and the man holding a heart, grieving the process, allowing that to happen, allowing the fall, right? Needing to save themselves, or that they can't, and that maybe this was someone that the masculine was trying to save, but they're no longer allowing them to save them. They're walking away to save themselves. And now he needs to break his heart in order to work on himself, right? Because when you're always saving others, you're not saving yourself either. So they both, by this one walking away and saving herself, then he falls in order to rebuild and find himself as well. So let's see what the journey of love says. And it's always if you're in any kind of unhappiness or any kind of abuse, or if you're doing things where other people always have to save you, that's not serving you. It's your responsibility to take responsibility for everything that happens to you and to allow yourself to change your circumstances by choosing to love yourself. By connecting with yourself and your higher self is the way you then become that giving person to the collective, because then you naturally start doing the things that you love to do, and then that bleeds out to everything around you. You don't need to serve in the way society tells you to serve. You need to serve in what is authentic to you. So let's see what the journey is. And that's definitely a Mary Magdalene energy. And then the breaking comes up again. The 65 of the King of Pentacles, which in the SIRIAN Starseed deck is also the crystal skull, the Akashic Records, which also came up in the read regarding the sword and the stone. And again, that the feminine is the only way to break through to the divine masculine, because she can break through from within. That's why she's the stone breaking plant, because she's directly connected from within. The breaking of the divine masculine, breaking through those walls of the cyclone. And this is the feminine bending over backward to open up her heart so that they can crash into them when they see. This is someone like splashing through the cyclone into the vortex unexpectedly and landing on the heart of the divine feminine. And then the soft of the pearl comes up again. That came up yesterday, the 47 of the synchronicities, the heaven in your eyes, the having lots of choices when you are soft and you allow. Right? You see the harshness of the red and the blue, right? The safety and the security and the polarity here of the upper chakras and the lower chakras causes the break, because there needs to be a merging in the middle. And there's that Mary Magdalene yellow coming up, to be soft and allow. The heaven in your eyes. You see the contrast between these two. They're totally opposite. But you notice here too, there's that same energy, okay? It's just showing you a different perspective. That this could be the divine feminine energy of just being soft and allowing, right? And then here's the pearl, right, which grew from the bacteria of the divine feminine rejecting the bacteria that got into her. And all of a sudden she created this pearl, which then pulls in the gentleness, and I'm just getting, and she pours herself on me. It's that energy. Like here's smash into you, and then here's the gently lying upon the other, the softness of this, the masculine and the feminine here, the two perspectives of the same coin, right? The Christ energies, the masculine, the blue and the red that we always hear about, the competition between the blue and the red, and yet here's the divine feminine of the gold and yellow. Like, can't we all just love each other and just be confident and soft? And then we have the next card coming out is the Angel of Jupiter Awaken, the Six of the Lovers, and just sailing smoothly. And you see there's two people here, and this could be like Jesus with long hair, and then it looks like the feminine beneath, right? I cover you, right? Not identical twins, but twins. Just sailing smoothly within the yellow and green, which is the solar plexus and the heart, and just sliding along, gliding along together yet on separate planes right there, like each having their own authentic plane of existence, and yet being together as one. The Angel of Jupiter Awaken. And Jupiter has to do with abundance, right? And lucky things happening to, and the lovers here. And the card that's coming out with this one is the Temple. And this is the smooth sailing. I'm sailing away. So that's coming up. And then, so it's like having that peacefulness together, and then coming into the temple with all the turbulence, because now you have to deal with all the energies around you. Coming into the center. This is the Hieros Gamos. And again, here we have the 59, the 11th hour. The lovers at the 11th hour, which is Easter. And one more card here wants to be seen drop into your heart, which is the 68 of that Page of Pentacles, with an opportunity. There's always an opportunity to drop into your heart. And so here's the heart and high heart energies of the emerald and the magenta, all rolled into one, merging together as one, is the masculine heart and the feminine heart coming together as one, the physical heart and the etheric heart coming together as one. And then again, representing the pearl here in the middle. Now this deck fell apart this way, so I wanted to show you this because there's a reason this wants to be seen, the hidden beauty, which was hiding in here. The hidden beauty of the 45, which was the masculine holding his heart. This is the masculine. The beauty of the feminine within the masculine, that it's not emasculine to be that. And then we have the distant shores of the moon in the 18, the ripple effect of the false light. And this is, again, the subconscious, the shadow side. And allowing yourself to go through the process, to see your shadow side and be okay with that. But it's a grieving process, it's that dark night of the soul that needs to be seen, to be appreciated. And then the bottom of the deck being the light field again, the turbulence in the middle of the bridge, in the light of the storm, all of those energies coming in from the sun and protecting each other in the middle of the bridge when it gets rough. The 63 comes up on the numerology card for the children, suffering in silence, the difficulty, when you love someone and you want to take care of them, but sometimes you can't. You just have to allow them to go through what they have to go through, the light field. And underneath that is the man of the earth, woman of the sky, the 48 of walking away and within when you need to. There's a lot of the same roughness here, but very different color patterns here, right? This is on the bridge, in the middle of the bridge, and this is the other way, going up. It's like the energy of going up to Hieros Gamos and shifting the perspective all of a sudden. And this is like the moon energy, and this is like the sun energy. It's like day and night, man of the earth, woman of the sky, two sides of the same coin, the 48, the needing to walk away and within at times, because they're two sides of the same coin. Sometimes they need to right? The things that you're similar about, that's where you bond. But the things you're opposite in, that's where you collide and you create together, right? Your best partner. They're two very different energies, but both very important. That's the underlying energy going into this. So again, the first two cards that came out is the masculine and feminine energies, the different perspectives, the two sides of the coin, the masculine competition of the red versus blue, and the feminine energy of the mediator saying, can't we just all get along in the middle at the solar plexus? Right? Can't we be soft? It's like the sitting at the bridge and being at peace with each other with the things that you merge in. And then this is the polar opposites of where you're two sides of the same coin, where then you sit next to each other because you're the perfect complement for each other, right? What one is really good at, the other one's not, and vice versa. So they come together to create that way, a perfect complement to the other, whereas in their personal life, they merge within the things they're very similar at. And again, these three cards came up after that. The angels of Jupiter awakening, the fortunate angels of the lovers, and smooth sailing within the heart of the solar plexus and the heart, the green heart of physical healing, and then coming together in the turbulence of Hieros Gamos with all of the energies around watching you in the temple at the 11th hour, and then the 68 of dropping back into your heart, of the physical heart and the etheric heart, the emerald and the magenta, and the page of pentacles. There's always an opportunity there to drop into your heart. Okay. I think we need Scooby today. And I think Jesus and Mary Magdalene would agree with that. Let's see what Scooby has to say today. As we're going into 118. 118 is the magic number. Isn't that the gift? Like in Judaism, you give the gift of $118. It's 11:47 on the clock, which is justice, and the 47 of the synchronicities, the heaven in their eyes. And what is the Scooby-Doo message of the day here? Oop, that flipped right out. Oh, give yourself a pat on the back. The 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. You know, allowing yourself to surrender. Give yourself a cheer. Be your own cheerleader. We have the 2 of Swords reversed. And that's about getting clarity in the situation, which sometimes can knock you off balance. So make sure to be your own best cheerleader. And then we have the 9 of Swords is ending the nightmare. Very interesting here. But then we have the Queen of Cups. All right, so we have the wounded warrior with new information coming in that might knock them off balance. A little bit of suffering and silence are purging there to end the nightmare, and then coming out as the Queen of Love. And the Lover. The Jack of Love. That's the Queen and Knight of Cups and the Lovers. How much more beautiful can that be? Well, thank you so much, Scooby-Doo. The underlying energy is the 9 of Pentacles, the Sovereign. Okay, each in their sovereignty coming together in love. Very beautiful message. And that's from Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, enjoy each other's company today, and rise and be love, guys. Take a deep breath and have an amazing day. I'll see you soon. See you later, guys. Bye.